Alright, the Wonder Years fans, we're talking Season 1, Episode 3, entitled The Club. 10 out of 10, I thought this was a fantastic episode. Let's talk about sex, baby. That was pretty much the tagline of this particular episode. So before going further, take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe as we get closer to 200,000 subscribers. Follow me on social media, links are in the description box below. And hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post content on the channel. So we flash back to the 1964, and when the kids are younger, even the oldest brother who's there, and it's their parents throwing a blue light special party, for a bunch of people in the neighborhood, listen to old school music. Well, technically it was current at that time. Basically to us it's old school and it sounds great. So, big brother gets to go out there, refill the alcohol glasses. Sisters wondering what's going on. Kids wondering what's going on, but stay out of grown folks' business. Dean is playing with baseball cards. And, parents back then really didn't have the sex talk or talk about relationships with their kids. Stay out of grown folks' business. Seriously, that's all they said. So, present day, or 68, he's trading the baseball cards with his friends, pretty much hustling them from the good cards. And the next day, they're looking at Playboy-like magazines. So, Dean rushes home from school, tries to find his father's stash. And it turns out they're not in the bedroom, but in the basement. But even funnier is when he's looking at the bottom of the closet, he sees, Red Fox album and a Bill Cosby album. Getting colder. Maybe not. So then he goes to the basement, and under a family album, he actually sees it, and he brings them to school the next day. And when they're in the bathroom, an undercover hall monitor busts him, and Dean is taken to the office. His father comes in, and the principal, oh, that's the good stuff. And he actually kept one, but Dean's like, wait, there was one more. So then they get in the car. And when he said, oh, great, here's the speech for the whooping, his dad's like, let's keep this between us men. And they had their cutaway of Dean being inducted into the men's club. And this is what got me. I'm like, I remember the Wonder Years. I don't think they really did cutaways like this. So this further established the Wonder Years, the black version, more so like Everybody Hates Chris than the original Wonder Years. And I love it for it. It makes sense. So later that night, when Dean's reading his history book, he can't stop imagining like Harriet Tubman and so many other women in history without clothes on. So then when his dad announces he's going to the store, Dean rushes to the basement to hit the books, and his mom catches him in the act. And when his dad gets home, it's like, dang, I squealed, this was dad's stash, keep it between us men. But then she reveals it's actually mine. You see, when your father was on the road a lot, I missed him. And this was a good episode overall because of the fact that it really shows how different the dynamic between Dean and both of his parents are compared to Kevin and his parents in the Wonder Years. And it's just the fact that she gives him the sex talk. It's something that his dad felt uncomfortable about. It's like, yeah, like he said, just take the whooping. But no, he actually learns a lot. But it's all about learning how to grow up to be a sensitive, understanding, and caring husband, like your father. He wanted to throw that in the end. But the thing about it is the fact that she omitted subtlety. Basically, a lot of people don't talk about this, so I'm telling you this, but that doesn't mean you have to go around telling everybody the same thing. And that's exactly what Dean does when he gets back to school the next day. He explains about periods and everything like that. And, yeah, it doesn't go over well. His boys, understand. But, however, when he decides to give this information to Keisha as well, he ends up with a sore jaw. And both her parents and his mother in the principal's office because the teachers overheard the conversation going on. And Keisha's dad decides to chew out, Dean's mom about, all this filth and rubbish, and probably scarred my daughter for life learning about this sex stuff. But it just goes to show how different things were in the 60s. Certain things weren't really talked about in the way they're discussed nowadays, in terms of education, as well as parents who decide to not tell their kids versus parents who decide to tell their kids. So it's pretty interesting because Dean understands, because he wanted his mom to speak up, pretty much due to Keisha's dad, what she did to him. But he understood that, Keisha's father is the kind of man that, his mom doesn't want him to grow up to be. Somebody who hides his head in the sand as opposed to learning the truth about certain things about life. So when they get in the car, similar conversation, let's just keep this between us. You don't have to tell your father. Mainly because, she doesn't want dad to give her the I told you so speech. But basically, they get home and yeah, it's a pretty good talk because they have another blue light party. Dean actually gets to go out and bring out, his dad's drink. It's kind of funny because he asks sister, don't you want to know what's going on out there? They're adults. Whatever it is boring because she's older now, which is a change to earlier in the episode when she was younger and wanted to know everything. So, the music sounds great. Everybody's having a good time. And Don Cheadle's talking about how as he got older, he learned to appreciate the importance of the talk that both his parents had with him, because he met more people like Keisha's dad as he got older, those who wanted to stick their head in the sand to not know these things about men and women. And, he grew up to be the kind of man his mom wanted him to be, along with the kind of man that would be the good, loving, understanding husband that her daughter-in-law would want. So basically it's confirmation that when he got older, Dean married some woman. So there you go. I mean, we don't know if it's Keisha, but it's somebody. But overall, I know some episode reviews for this show will be kind of short because it's really to the point. It seemed very tame, or contained to mainly the school and Dean's home. Boys learning about certain things. I love it when that one kid is like, baseball cards are for boys. These books are for men. And this is coming from a 30-year-old who's about to sort through some Pokemon cards to sell on eBay later today. So I think it's funny. But I just love the dynamic between Dean and his parents. Seriously, this is some great stuff. And yeah, I mean, I have nothing bad to say about the episode. I loved it from start to finish. 10 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on the Wonder Years. I know my videos don't get a ton of views, but kind of like, Assisted Living, it's like a 20-something minute show. I don't mind taking time out of my day to watch and do a quick video on. Can't wait to see episode 4. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Feel free to donate to the channel if you would like, and I'll talk to you soon.